Hi everyone, and thanks for clicking on this video. What I'm going to be doing today is a follow-up review on the bag target that I purchased from Archery Supplies. I've been shooting at it now for a little over a month, I think, and I couldn't really tell you how many arrows I've shot into it so far. What I have found though over the last couple of days is that the arrows are now starting to poke out the back of the target, so I figured it's time for me to repack it. I may as well do a video showing you how I do that and give you a look at how the target's holding up. So as you can see, a few holes in the front there. I'll give you a close-up look of that in a minute. And if we look behind the target here, you'll see that some of the arrows are starting to poke through. So the other thing I wanted to show you as well was a close-up of the holes in the mesh. And as you can see, if I come in real close, some of the fibers may be broken, but for the most part it's holding together pretty well. Obviously where you stick your targets is going to determine how badly damaged certain areas of the mesh is going to be. So a good recommendation if you use paper target faces is to move them around every once in a while. So the first thing I'll need to do is open the target up and remove the plastic that's in there already. So as I suspected in the first video, the zipper still works flawlessly, no damage to it whatsoever. The metal bit doesn't have any rust on it. The paint's still holding up pretty well. And now we'll get the plastic out of there. Must have done a pretty good job of packing it because it's not coming out easily. I'm always amazed at just how much plastic you can actually fit in one of these targets if you try hard enough. The next thing that I'll show you as well, I'll pull the cardboard out and we can have a look at how much damage there is to that. So obviously you can see where the target face was sitting, and I would need to move it around a bit to make the most of the rest of the target. You can see on the back of the target as well that it did start to go through a bit. Some of these are from, I made a line on the other side of the target to do a bit of walkback tuning, so some of them I did shoot from this side, but most of these sort of in this area here is where I was finding I was starting to get the pass-throughs. As for the target bag itself, as you can see, minimal damage to the bag really, apart from maybe where I've grouped the arrows a bit too close together. But who's going to complain about good grouping, right? And on the back you can see the line that I drew for my walkback tuning, and there's a few holes there, but then here is where I was getting my pass-throughs. So what I'll do now is put the cardboard box back in the bag target, and then I'll repack that and show you how that's done. So one of the other ideas that I had is you could maybe get one of those EVA foam mats and cut it to the same size as the front of the target, slip it in between the cardboard and the bag, and that will give you a little bit more rigidity for sticking your target faces onto. So now I'll put the box back inside the bag and get to repacking it with a plastic. So I've got the EVA foam mat here that I'm going to cut to put in between the cardboard and the bag. In case you were interested, the size of the box is 600 millimeters by 600 millimeters. So that's the size that I'll cut the EVA foam. So that's my piece of EVA foam cut. Then you might be wondering, well, what do I do with the rest of it? Well, you can cut that up and shove it in the other side if you like, or just cut it up into smaller pieces and put it in the inside with the plastic that you're going to be using to restuff the target. So what I think I've decided I'm going to do is slip one of these pieces in between the bag and the cardboard, like that. And the other piece I'll put inside the box to sort of sandwich the cardboard, and then all the plastic can go in there. So again, I'll start off with all the softer, loose stuff in the base. And if you can get a hold of any of this sort of shrink wrap type stuff, it's definitely the better option. So I've got the looser stuff sort of down the bottom. Going to try and do the middle third with the cling wrappy plastic, and then whatever's left will go back in the top. And remember to grab the smaller pieces and shove them down in the corners as well, because that's usually where you end up missing. Alright, so now for the hard part, trying to get the target closed again. I might do this on the ground. So I did cut myself another piece of EVA foam to sit on the top here, because I was hoping it'd help me get the zipper shut a little easier by myself. Alright, so that's the target restuffed, the bit of EVA foam in the front there. I like the flatness that it's given me for sticking the target faces onto the bag. The next step, I guess, is to take a couple of shots at it and show you how it holds up. So as you can see, I'm standing about 2 meters away from the target, and I'll be trying to shoot at the spots where I did have arrows poking through the back before. I'm pretty confident that I'm not going to have any pass-throughs now, especially with that double layer of EVA foam in there as well. So without further ado, let's take a few shots. So I'm pretty happy with those results. I'll take you in for a closer look. So as you can see, penetration wise, the arrows all went in about the same amount, and as expected, nothing sticking out the back whatsoever. So the next question is, with the EVA foam in there, how easy is it to get the arrows out? Now before, you'd be able to just pull them out with 2 fingers. Hopefully it's still the same. Let's find out. So it does seem to be holding on a little bit tighter, but it's certainly not impossible to get them out, or difficult by any means. So that's it for today. Remember to click on the like button, leave a comment down below, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. Click on the little bell icon so that you get a notification each time I upload a new video. I hope you guys all have a good week, and remember, just do good shots.